I'm Marla King. I'm from Sugar Hill, Georgia. This is my husband, Bob King, and we have hull number 1064, is 14 months old, and is an E2.
Otto is a 15-year-old dachshund, and he's getting a little bit, he's just an old dog, but he loves traveling, and we took him out west. He made it just fine. Okay, I think our Oliver story starts with the pandemic. With the lockdown, we decided to get into RVing since there was nothing else to do, it seemed like. So we started off with an old casita, and we were never into RVing, so we didn't know anything about the subject. We started off at the lowest end. We tried that, and within a year, we went through two different casitas, and you discover, what suits your lifestyle. They were too small to begin with, and then we went to a larger. We put an order in for an Ollie, but it was a year out, the delivery. So in the meantime, we found an Escape, a much larger than the casita.
A used one.
A used one. And I was tied up on some business. My dear wife here drove to Arizona and picked it up and brought it back to Sugar Hill, Georgia. From that point, we waited for our Ollie to be built and picked it up, 14 months ago, and have been using it ever since. It's like, we love it.
I do want to say this, and we did our research on fiberglass trailers, and we did see the Oliver, but in the research, we didn't see one in the flesh, a face-to-face. And our first face-to-face was at the Hiawassee Rally. And we went through and we got the literature, and I think we saw you there. And we just went home and thought about it for a week. And so that's, where we decided we really wanted this over the others. And so that's where that was in 21, May of 21. The Hiawassee Rally is in North Georgia. And it's always the weekend after Memorial Day. And it's just in a few days. This will be our third year. And I'm not sure about the age, maybe it's 7 or 8 year old rally, but it has become very popular and very packed. And if you want to go, you need to get on their wait list and wait for an opening. And the way it works is once you go 1 year, you're in, and you are allowed to register for the next year, and then they open it to the public. So, make a reservation and keep it.
What we found, I think, and it's really speaking for Marla as well, it's a gathering of friends, and with common interests from a standpoint. We love the outdoors. We love just getting together, get around the campfire, swapping stories. Half of them are true, but we enjoy the camaraderie of it all. Truthfully speaking, before the pandemic, before the whole idea of how we're going to see the world, I didn't think I was a camper. Granted, years ago, a little bit of Boy Scout type camping, but that ended. And yet it was just a refreshing new discovery for myself. So it's like, and tell you the truth too, I didn't know if I'd like to be around a lot of strangers. And it turned out I did like it. I mean, meeting people. You can't help but to meet people at a rally like this. So anyway, it's been fun.
As you literally become a family.
Yeah.
Basically. One of the main reasons we did it was because of the maintenance is super easy inside and out. Whereas, we've been through one that had fur insides, well, carpet insides. And, when you can keep that up, but you're not sure how clean it is. And then when we went to the Escape one, it's vinyl, foamy vinyl insides. And you can wipe that down. But the minute I looked in the inside of this, I just said, this is going to be low maintenance and easy to keep up. Mm-hmm. And then once I learned about all the features that come on here standard, whereas with other trailers, they're add-ons. You have to pay for them. And just the little things that I kept in the closet, like I kept little lights in my closet to put around the outside. Well, they're already on here. And everything's just simple. You just go to the control panel and flip the button, and awnings come out, the lights come on. That's one of the main reasons I did. And then also 4-season, and the other ones were like 3-season. So 4-season is awesome. We stay toasty warm in here. We took it out last summer on a 2-month trip, and we went out west, and it's chillier out there at night, and we just turned on that heater, and we've done a little bit of boondocking, and we're in good shape boondocking. And the other thing, we got the biggest lithium package, and it carries us through any situation we need. We've got adequate lighting, everything is adequate for us, and we never seem to run out of power.
Well, for myself, and I guess it's the experience you learn from being in a little trailer that has very few options, and that was the first casita. Just to hitch it up required, or at least when you're parking it, the struts to hold the back end. It's like, I got a bad hip, so I'd have to literally lay down on the ground and grab the jack feature and work it while I was laying on the ground and flip it down. And it's like, it only took one setup for me to say, you know what, I don't like this. And so once you've done it 2 or 3 times, it's like, it doesn't get any better. It's still bad.
The power jacks are wonderful.
Oh, God, yeah. That at Hiawassee, and seeing the Oliver there, and seeing how somebody went over there, they ran the jack up and down, and it was like, Lord, that's something I want. Anyway, it's a lot of different things. There was so many features that just seemed so, incredibly good. The awning on that casita, it had an awning, but it had a brace mechanism where you had to twist it out and circle it and turn it, and it's like half the time you spent 5 minutes trying to figure out how to deploy the awning. This was just so much better, so much easier.
But from what I understand, you appreciate so much when you see the stages that it goes through for the excellence and the wiring and the, especially if you like to add things on and to know the diagrams and where all that is. Yeah. But no, we were wham bam, thank you, ma'am, in Hiawassee.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
And we just called Phil, and we just sent him a deposit, and he took it.
Yeah. You have to. I know there are people that simply come out, have never seen a trailer before, look at the Oliver and say, "This is what I want." But I really think it helps to have seen several different. Go out and kick a tire or two, and see what's out there on the market. And it's like, I won't forget that first time walking inside the trailer. And again, the finish work is spectacular. And it's like, whoa, this is nice. It's something you want to touch. And where a casita, you'd say, okay, look, this is carpet glued to the wall. It's good, but it's not really showroom. And we're talking something that's just extremely high quality, and we enjoy just the experience of being in it.
But getting back to the sales experience,
Oh, that's right.
everything was very, very easy. Very easy. I was sent samples for the flooring and a little bit of the counters, and I know there were several packages, and we were told which ones were which, and that was very easy and simple. I think I narrowed it down to 2, and then finally went with, I think, Storm. I think that's what it is, and then we ended up getting some of Foy's wood, and we got black walnut everywhere you can look, except for on the drawer faces, which he's doing now, but he wasn't then. We got it all, and the mega table, we got it all. Yeah. Well, we wanted to do a long trip, more than a weekend or a week, and we probably 2 months after we got it, we had a few practice runs and got acquainted and got things in there like we wanted it to be. We took off out west, and we were gone for 2 months. We did the Badlands, boondocked on the Wall. We went to Rushmore, Devil's Tower. We did Moab. We did Rocky Mountain National Park. We did Yellowstone, Tetons, and that's what we wanted to do. And we didn't have any date commitments. We just rolled each day and moved as far as we wanted to each day. And we thought we might have some issues with that, but we never did. And we wanted to make a big trip. That is what we wanted to do, because we had all the weekender experience, the rally experiences, but we wanted to make a big trip out west. And even in that amount of time, there's so much more to see. We need to go back.
Yeah. I've said this before to people, but I'd been to Yellowstone a couple of times, but it was like a day trip to Yellowstone, and you don't see Yellowstone in a day. Last summer when we went, we had the good fortune of having a terrible storm about a week before we got to Yellowstone that shut the park down, and all reservations were canceled. Long story short, while in Colorado, we discovered that they were reopening the park, and we had the chance to go up, and we spent a week. Well, I'm sorry, it was 5 nights in the park.
The bonus was for us is the people who had made those year-long reservations canceled them because they thought the park was closed, and they didn't think it was going to reopen, and they reopened it, and all those spaces were open. And we were at Old Faithful on 4th of July. Yep. I have kayaks, and I like to do that. I'm finding that it's a lot of work, but I like to kayak. We really like to camp with friends and just visit with them. We got a mini golf cart that we put in the back of the truck now, and we did have bicycles, but I think we're
electric bikes. Yeah.
I think we're really going to like that golf cart, and it collapses down and goes in the back of our truck. So, what else do we like to do?
Let's say what we don't like to do. We aren't big hikers, so if anything, we like the views. We like the animals. We like primarily that. I mean, it's seeing something totally different than what you're used to. So it's God's creation, and it's just all beautiful. It's inspiring, to say the least. Well, it's a personal experience. You have to, likes and dislikes vary for everyone. Again, I guess the main thing with an Oliver is it's sort of the complete package. Whatever you thought you might need, it's already there. It's in the part of the system. So I guess that's a hard question for me to answer. Marla?
We got everything you could get. We didn't eliminate anything. A lot of it was bundled in packages, and
Which
so
is
some
good.
things were thrown in that we might not have gotten, but we got everything you could get because we didn't want to do it again, and we didn't want to go in and have them added on later. We thought it was cheaper to put it on during manufacturing process than to add on later, because we actually looked at some used Olivers, and I thought, well, I like that, but I would like to put so and so, and I priced what I called Oliver, and I priced what it would be to add those things on, and it costs more to add them later. So we just got everything on it up front. We're not composting toilet people, so we didn't get that. We didn't get a lagoon table, but everything else you can get, we got.
Yeah.
And we don't regret it. We got Wi-Fi, we got the satellite dish, we got
The only thing we don't use is the
basement
TV.
door.
And
And
that's
we don't
because
use it.
I guess the general idea would be if we had really terrible weather and where we were forced to stay inside, we could watch some movies. But other than that, that's the one device that we don't seem to use.
I don't feel like you go camping to watch TV.
Right, I agree.
You're going out for a different experience.
Yeah.
But we don't. We find we don't watch it much at home anymore either.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
I mean, everything's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
The warranty coverage has been awesome. I've had a couple things I wanted them looked at. They covered it, and Oliver has. If we've ever had any questions and we had to call service and support, they were right on it.
Yeah.
They answer your emails really fast. The customer support is awesome.
Yeah.
And Oliver really backs their product. And it's not like some companies say they will and they really don't. They do. And they do follow up with you. And they know our names.
Yeah.
They know our names.
And I don't know, it's like sometimes you say, well, this is a great product. I enjoy the people. And it's like working with Phil. It's like, I don't know, maybe Phil could be selling old horseshoes and I'd buy one from him simply because I like the guy.